So in the Catholic Church, we have the four cardinal virtues, which are the moral virtues, which originate from the Old Testament, or I guess technically the Apocrypha, but it comes from the Book of Wisdom, which was written by King Solomon, who he had one wish to be granted, and he chose wisdom over riches or anything else. So in chapter 8, verse 7, he writes, "And if anyone loves righteousness, her labors are virtues, for she teaches self-control and prudence, justice and courage. Nothing in life is more profitable for mortals than these." So basically, the church teaches on these four virtues, which virtues are basically just habits that we do that are toward the common good. And so they teach on prudence, temperance, fortitude, and justice. So these four virtues, basically, there are a lot of other virtues that happen, but they're all grouped under these four main virtues. So prudence, the definition, it's just basically the ability to maintain and govern yourself and to make, you talk about a girl who's called a prude, which is kind of difficult because it has this negative connotation, but it's the foundation, because you can't do any of the other virtues without having prudence. That is number one. I mean, anything that we do, whether it is temperance, right? So more moderation, like you can't really be moderate without having self-control. And then there's justice, which is always willing the good for your neighbor. And then fortitude, which is basically a strength to move forward during tough times. That's the courage. That's the one that's basically the ability to face fear, even to death. And God can grant that grace that we're able to fulfill what He's asking us to do in our human state. So St. Augustine, there's a quote in the doctrine, in the Catechism, that says, "To live well is nothing other than to love God with all one's heart, with all one's soul, and with all one's efforts. From this it comes about that love is kept whole and uncorrupted through temperance. No misfortune can disturb it, and this is fortitude. It obeys only God, and this is justice, and it is careful in discerning things, so as not to be surprised by deceit or trickery, and this is prudence." So he basically summarizes those four virtues there and how they all tie together and that's in paragraph 1809, if you'd like to look it up yourself to take a look at that more in depth and kind of meditate on that maybe. But so we have this ability through God to have this grace to develop these virtues that become the foundation to anything from having a consistent workout routine or having a consistent diet that we're trying to abide by to be healthy, or even just being to work on time. Any of these things require virtues to do on a consistent basis that end up bringing glory to God and helping us become the best person that we can be. So that's basically a summary of moral virtues and what we are. They're very important. They're modeling after who Christ was and who He asks us to be. And when we do participate in those and strive toward meeting those in the way that God has that expectation for us to pursue, then we're able to experience the joy that He does offer, and like the love and just everything that's encompassed within who God truly is. So that's all for this week. Have a happy Sunday. I'll look forward to chatting with you guys in the comments, and I'll see you again next week. Have a great day.